Hello everyone and welcome back to Attorneys React, where all your favorite attorneys react to everything going on in our crazy world. I'm Uncivil Law for Attorneys React, and for today's video, we have a story of schadenfreude. A man calls the police and ends up getting a ticket himself. So why did this man call the police? What did the police observe? How has the man been hoisted by his own petard? So many questions, so little time. Let's go ahead and get started with this.
On June 8th, 2022, officers responded to a business after two employees had gotten into an altercation in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Based on information obtained from witnesses, it appeared one of the employees, Eric Sims, showed up to the business highly aggravated and began yelling at the owner. The owner's son, Joshua Redenbaugh, addressed the issue by telling Eric to leave and escorting him off the property. Eric then tripped down a few steps and scraped his arm on a vehicle, claiming Josh pushed him out of the building.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Good. Let's get out of the road and we'll talk over there.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Here, Eric?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Incident today at the office here?
Yes, I want him arrested.
Okay, well, before we get to any of that, I need to know what happened.
All right. The owner called me about a call I did this morning. And she's trying to say that I could have towed the car. I tried to explain to her why I couldn't, and that the owner of the vehicle did not want me to tow it with my truck because I have a record 4x4. She wanted a flatbed. She got mad, hung up on me. I'm at the other office. I just got off at 8 o'clock. I came over here to I was coming over here to talk. I got to the door. I was yelling at her. Her son came running out of the bathroom, jacked me up on my shirt and told me to get the fuck out of there. He grabbed me by my shirt and pushed me off of the steps and pushed me into the truck that's right next to the steps. And then I had to hit the truck, and then he grabbed my phone, slammed my phone on the ground. I went to go grab it and said I was calling the police. He grabbed my phone again and then grabbed me by my shirt and holding my phone like that. I told him, I said, you know you're going to jail now. That's an assault. You'll see there's a big dent in the truck.
Okay. All right. Let me talk to this guy quick and then I'll be right back with you.
All right, so we have an initial report from a guy, says I was trying to do a tow. The person didn't want to be towed by a wrecker because they have a 4x4 and wanted a flatbed, which, you know, best practice for a 4x4. So there was a little bit of problem, comes to the business to explain the issue. Owner gets mad, and at least according to him, he gets jacked up, held by his shirt, thrown out of the place, thrown against a truck. His cell phone's being taken from him, which, you know, would potentially be battery. Now, of course, we have to get into the details a little bit, of course, when it comes to this, because a person does have a right to force someone to leave their private business, right? Unless, of course, it's on a protected basis, but that's not present here. We're not discriminating because of a protected reason. We just want this guy to leave our property. And you can, of course, use force as is required to do that. Consult, for example, a bouncer at any sort of club. Now, the amount of force that you can use, of course, is going to be determined by the situation. You can use non-lethal force to at least some degree to get a person to leave if they're not being otherwise compliant. So the officer needs to get further information about exactly what happened to figure out if force was used, if the force was excessive, who was in the right, who's in the wrong. So initial report, let's learn a little bit more about it and see what's going on.
And this is not the first time with her son is always getting irate, getting in people's faces and everything. She can't even deal with him.
Hello. Hey, you Josh? Yes. Mind if I talk to you out here real quick?
Other employees claim they didn't see any sort of physical altercation and that they had issues with Eric before.
So sue the owner. We've been dealing with some drama that he caused last night. I can't really speak to that because that's what she's dealing with. I was in the back room doing some stuff. He comes in the office and instantly, nothing out of his mouth but screaming, just instant screaming, top of his lungs. I step out there, and Shay, the other officer guys out there, we ask him immediately, you need to go. You need to go outside, we'll deal with this later. So we opened the door, asked him to leave, guided him out like this.
Okay.
And then so he walked down the stairs. He tripped down the stairs, kind of stumbled, dropped his phone, and that was that. And then we continued to tell him to go out the back door. He continued to do the same thing and just told him, don't bother coming back. And that was it. We've had issues.
All right, so a second story, right? So now we have an employee of the business who's telling a different story. Guy comes in, he's all irate. He's frustrated by the situation because he wasn't able to do the tow, and the business owner tells him, get out. Well, it's private property, right? He has the right to tell him to leave the business, especially as an employee, and for that matter, a member of the general public, right? You have the right to tell your employee to leave your establishment because they're your employee. And a member of the general public, we need you to leave. And at least according to his story, we just touched him to escort him out, just to show him the way, which is not different than what a bouncer might do at a bar, right? We're just going to use a very bare minimum amount of force, and we won't use more force than is required. So at least according to his story, this would be lawful, right? We're telling him to leave. He doesn't want to leave. We're going to help him out the door a little bit, but we're not using excessive force. And then he trips on his own and makes an ass out of himself. So, okay, so we didn't do anything illegal. All right, fine. Let's listen a little bit more from more people's stories, see if we can further adjudicate who might be telling the truth from these different tales.
We've had issues with him being violent before. A while ago, he actually almost ran me and Shay over with his car.
Okay. You came in, you heard the screaming, you came in from the garage, you heard the screaming.
Just up front, in the bathroom area.
Oh, okay,
yep.
So you came out, you said, whatever this issue is, we'll have to take care of it later.
Yeah, we can't deal with it when people are screaming. Yep,
right.
Exactly. I just said, you just need to go.
What was he screaming at you then when you asked him to leave?
I'm not going anywhere. Along those lines. I'm not going anywhere.
Did he swear or threaten anything?
There might have been some swearing in there.
Threats to you, no physical violence to you?
I don't recall any threats, but again, I just wanted him out.
Sure.
And to be honest with you, he's a problem. He's a felon.
Okay.
I know he's had past issues in the past. I've given him as many chances as I can. Honestly, the only reason he's still here is because I said, let's give him a fair shake and a chance. 8:30 in the morning, coming in, instantly screaming at the owner, who's also a woman. I just don't understand where someone thinks that's okay.
I will take note that his sweatshirt says, Craig's Towing, don't cuss, call us. So their motto of not using profanity is right in their business motto, man. They have a policy of not cussing. So he's being a bad employee by using profanity. He is going against the company's standard operating practices by using profanity in the workplace. All right, let's listen to some more.
And that was it.
Sure. Can you just give me the rundown what happened on your version of the story?
So I was sitting at my desk.
All right, so now we got employee number 3. So we got the guy who initially made the report. His story is, I came in, according to him, screaming, and then they used excessive force in forcing me out the door. Both the witnesses agree that the person who made the initial report was screaming, using profanity. They seem to be in relative sync as to that. The dispute now is regarding the amount of force that was used to help him out the door. He says that, they grabbed him by the shirt, basically jacked him up, threw him into a truck, grabbed his cell phone, was withholding it from him, all the rest of it. Employee number 2 tells a very different story. We sort of just simply guided him out, just sort of touched his shoulder a little bit as we were showing him the way to the door in case he forgot, and then he tripped and made a fool of himself. All right, let's go to witness number 3 and see if we can further adjudicate who might be telling the truth of the tale. What do you got for us, sir?
Desk with back to the door. All of a sudden that flips open. He comes in screaming, yelling about whatever him and Sue were talking about for hours on the phone. He's been this guy before where he comes in hot and we tell him he's got to leave, and he's very confrontational. Okay. So we started telling, because I know the mechanic said, he's like, you guys, right away, you got between him and Sue and said, you need to leave. He's like, you guys both told him multiple times, you need to leave, and he didn't. So we're like, Eric, you got to get the hell out of here. Just get out of the fucking building. So then they start, walking back out the back, trying to get towards the back door. And I told him, it's like, Eric, you can't be out here anymore. We can't have you on property anymore. You need to step off past the curb. It's like, I can't have. As far as I understand, with like the tow calls and shit, he's just very confrontational. When people send him stuff, if it's not convenient for him, he's that kind of guy. Okay. So he takes everything personal and then blows it way out of proportion. This is, I don't know how many number of times he's come in screaming and yelling at people, or been out on the back stoop having shouting matches with people. It's been an issue.
Was there any physical altercation, like any fighting, anything like that?
No fighting. Nobody threw any punches or anything. I know when they were going out the back door, it was like, hey, you need to leave, and he backed out. Okay. And, you saw the steps. Okay. I don't know if anything on the back steps out in the back or anything, but once we got him outside, I kind of tried to stay between people and just keep a buffer.
Was anyone else involved, or was it just Eric, you, and Josh?
It was Eric and Josh. We kept him away from Sue, so we just kept the buffer, and then once him and Josh were arguing, I stepped between to keep that from escalating.
Okay. All right, I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
All right, based on the 3 stories so far, we have basically broad agreement as to the person person who raised the complaints sort of overall behavior. There's some difference in the details, but in the grand sort of overarching narrative of the thing, we have agreement sort of as to the start of it. This guy comes in, just yells at people, and he is behaving like an ass. Even he sort of agrees to this much. The dispute, such as it is over the force. And now we've got two witnesses who are basically like, nope, there was no physical confrontation. There was nothing like that. We just tried to show him the door. He needed to get off property. We told him to leave. He wouldn't leave. So we just had a dispute, and he tripped and made an ass of himself. All right, let's go back to the original guy and see if we can further clarify the narrative.
Real quick, I just wanted to say that Attorney Tom / Attorney Reacts content is now on Spotify. We just launched a partnered show, link in the description. Go check it out. Now, back to the video.
I even tried to sit there and talk to him after he put his hands on me, and he was still going on and yelling and cussing at me.
So essentially, you came here yelling and screaming, you're upset with Sue, I get it. That's not acceptable behavior. It doesn't excuse what happened with Josh. If you want to pursue charges, then you're also going to be charged with disorderly conduct. They don't want to pursue charges against you, but you can't come into a place of work yelling and screaming and causing a scene.
Disorderly conduct for a place that I work? Okay, do what you guys got to do.
Okay. Is that what you want done?
Whatever, I mean,
okay.
They should never put their hands on me. If you're going to charge, that's stupid. You're going to charge me disorderly conduct for me yelling, but...
That's disorderly conduct.
It might be.
Coming into a place of work screaming and yelling and making a scene.
You know how many days every day that he comes in yelling and screaming at all the employees?
Okay, that doesn't excuse your behavior. I mean,
okay, no problem.
Is that what do you want to be charged with that and have him charged as well? Or
it don't matter. You can go ahead.
If he is truly a felon, I wouldn't necessarily want to have that character battle. This is going to go down in a court of law, which is where this is going to go, right? On the one hand, we have the convicted felon. On the other hand, we have the business owner. Yeah, how do you see that playing off to a jury? Do you really want an additional charge? Convicted felon, also not for nothing. Not that I know your total story, but I have to wonder, as a convicted felon, is it possible that you're still on parole or probation or some other sort of indeterminate status at this point? Are you sure you want another charge at this point? Are you about to be charged for bail jumping? Are you about to go back to jail for the felony you've already been convicted of because you were let go on early release or some other sort of temporary condition? Are you about to do a couple additional years over this? You might want to think about this twice, my sir. And the police are actively warning you that you're about to be charged. Are you sure, sir, that this is the way you want to go? Okay, let's listen to some more.
We both can go to jail. Can I park my car?
Okay.
Sure.
I'll have to make a phone call. I don't think anybody's going to go to jail, but you can be charged with it.
Hey, you want to come down here and get my car? Because now they're talking about that I have to go to jail.
You don't have to go to jail.
Charges on Josh.
You guys can get a signature bond. You don't have to go to jail.
I'm on probation.
Okay.
Oh, who called it? Oh, he's on probation. Oh. Are you sure you'd like to be violated? Why, yes, I would. I'd like to be violated very much for breaking other laws. I'd like to go back to jail for my previous felonies very much when I could simply walk away. Oh no, why? Just walk away. You had so many opportunities to walk away. Why are you doing this?
I want him to go to jail. What he did, put his hands on me and slam me in the chalk.
Okay.
You guys are not going to arrest him? That's
So yeah, he's claiming that he was pushed and he wants to press charges, but we're explaining to him that if he wants to press charges, we're going to charge him with disorderly conduct back because this thing all started because he came in here, all pissed off.
And if that's the case, I have more stuff.
Right.
I mean, he's a felon. He's trying to sell me weapons. He's got guns in his possession. I'm not trying to go.
Okay, guys, so things are continuing to escalate over here. It's like, he wants to press the issue. Well, officer, I have some further information to share with you. What further information would you like to share with me? Well, he's a felon who's trying to sell me weapons. That's interesting. A felon in possession of weapons, you say? That sounds like a problem. 18 U.S.C. 922 would like to come a little bit for a calling. So are we about to be charged with a weapons possession, a firearms possession? Yeah, so a felon in possession, that's a 5-year mandatory minimum sentence under the federal law, in addition, on top of anything else. So how about an additional 5 years, plus the weapons violation, plus trying to sell it, plus everything else? Okay, you could have walked away. Oh my God. Your future defense lawyer is all ready as they slowly try to cover their own palms and ask themselves why. Oh dear, why? Oh, no.
Go down that rabbit hole.
Right.
I just want him gone.
Right. No, that's what I told my partner, that you guys just want him gone, you know, and just want to cut ties, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Based on Eric's conduct of yelling and causing a disturbance, and Josh becoming physical with him, both were issued a $187 citation for disorderly conduct.
That's my girlfriend. She works here. She's the manager here.
Okay.
She can even tell you how he every day and treats people.
I get you. All right. So just based on the information we're getting inside and based on the totality of what happened here today, nobody is getting arrested for this or
Really?
has to get arrested for this.
Wow, you're the luckiest
You
felon
don't have to get
ever.
arrested. He doesn't have to get arrested. What we're going to do is we're going to issue you both a disorderly conduct ticket.
He put his hands on me, so you're not going to arrest him
I
for
get
him
you.
putting his hands on me.
I'm not
Nope.
today, no. Just based on the
Okay,
circumstances.
can I have your supervisor come out, please?
Oh, you want a supervisor to come out to reconsider the arrest.
Fucking stand over there. Get away from
He
him.
came right over
Don't
here.
stand over there. Go stand over there and stop running your mouth. Just don't listen to him. Just don't listen
I
to
would
him.
like to do whatever I need to do to.
Yeah, I know.
He just threatened me in front of the officer.
No trespass. No.
Yes. I went over here to deal with this stuff, and he literally screamed across the road, you know who my people are, his parents.
Oh yeah. It's not enough. Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with them.
Hey Eric, I don't mean to blow up like that, but I don't want some violent situation to arrive
I
from
understand
this jaw jacking, and you're telling him that you know his.
I didn't say nothing.
Okay, if you guys have beef, that he needs to just stay in the building, okay? But you also have a responsibility, okay? Because we're here because you came here. Just that's straight up. I mean, regardless what happened
Yeah,
inside.
I work here, that's why.
Well,
Not anymore, you don't.
Right, putting his hands on me or slamming me into a truck.
Okay.
Yeah, but you guys are not taking him to jail for putting his hands on me.
Okay.
So that's what you guys do is just let people fucking push people.
Not in general. We have to take into the totality of the circumstances, okay? You
Fair.
can't come to a business, start
Sir,
yelling.
I work here.
I get you,
No,
but it
no.
doesn't
They were
excuse
yelling
your
at me.
conduct. Okay, and then you can walk away and call the police or do things like that. But things escalated to the point they did because of how you acted, okay?
Yeah,
I'm
but
not,
did you see
I'm
how
not
he acted like a little
justified-
You came
I didn't.
running
I was
over
in my
here?
I've never seen someone try harder to talk themselves into being arrested. This is amazing. Despite the fact that the guy says I have text messages proving he's trying to sell me firearms. This guy is going out of his way to try to let you off the hook. I have never seen anyone try harder to put themselves into prison. This is truly amazing. I'm astonished.
I gotta issue the ticket here, Eric, okay? So it's for disorderly conduct.
That's really petty ass shit you're doing, right?
Okay, that's cool. Here's your ticket.
But I'm saying, what's your name?
My name's
Officer
Officer
what?
Maskey. We're not gonna go through this whole thing. You
And you're
already
giving
know
me
who
a
I am, and you're
citation
getting a
for me
citation
yelling.
For disorderly conduct,
For
okay?
disorderly conduct, you're giving me a ticket for
causing-
yelling. And you're not going to take him to jail for putting his hands on me.
Not under the
and
circumstances,
pushing me.
no, Eric. We've already gone over this, and we don't
I
need to
just
re-record
want it
it.
on video.
If you want a copy of the video, I got it right here.
All right, no problem, because that's petty
okay?
as you guys
Okay.
are doing.
All right. Do you want help getting your stuff over there, or no? Okay. Well, we're not going to help you then. Not if you're
Wow.
acting like that.
Yeah, but you guys let him fucking act like that.
Eric,
Put his hands on
Get
me.
in your car and drive away, okay? Things are done here.
That's just.
Eric, just drive away. You can get your stuff later, okay? We're not going to go about this when you're angry.
Well, I want you only be the fucking supervisor.
I told him about it. He's aware of it, and you can call him.
So what's his name? How am I gonna call him? I don't know who the fucking supervisor
Sergeant
is.
Taft, you just call the police department phone number. You can find it. Okay.
Well, my friends, I have to say that this guy is just about the luckiest guy I've ever seen in my life. I have never seen anyone work harder to be arrested in my life. This guy is just trying desperately to be arrested. And the police could arrest him. They could arrest him for trespassing because he'd been told to leave and he wouldn't leave. That's trespassing, right? It doesn't matter if he's an employee or not. Like the owner of the business, the guy that owns it, says you have to leave. He said no, that's trespassing. You are apparently a felon in possession of firearms with his text messages. You're violating federal law, you're violating state law. You might be violating your probation, parole, or whatever status it is that you're on. Possibly you've already been arrested for other things, possibly bail jumping. I have never seen anyone work harder in my life to be sent to jail. This is just truly amazing. And the fact that I don't know if this guy realizes how lucky he is. He probably doesn't. He feels like he's been done wrong. But man, oh man, the lawyer in me is absolutely cringing at this. And if that supervisor reviews that tape and they decide that they would like to conduct an investigation into some of this, perhaps the U.S. attorney would like to ask some questions about some of this, well, my friends, could be the start of a whole new investigation. So don't act like a fool, my friends. Don't trip. and you won't have to worry about these kinds of problems. For the moment, I've been Uncivil Law for Attorneys React. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to stay safe and legal out there, friends. Till later, my friends. Peace.
Big verdict.